Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about OBS, profiles, and scene collections. Basically, what those are. I'm not going to get into any deep anything. I'm making this on the fly. I'm not an OBS expert, but I do know these basic things that come in. Took me a while to learn them. What are the differences and functions of profile and scene collection? Scene collections are everything you've set up down here in your scenes. I've set up this particular scene with a bunch of stuff, and then I've over here, down there, I've got in my one of my scenes, I've got logo and background, and what I've done there is all that's been put up under one group. You can see how this is laid out, how my screen's laid out, how everything is the windows here and there. That's a scene. That's your scenes. Up here, it's OBS Record 1, as I've named it. Now, I created a basic template scene collection. There are differences between scenes and scene collection. Scene collection, I made a basic setup with my camera, basic screen design setup. And I use that as a template to base everything else off of. So I make it, or I made it, and I duplicate it and name it something else. And from there, I can do individual projects and have different designs, different scenes, different down here, different scenes in here, and different things that pop up on the screen and window sizes and all that. And that's what it is. And I'm going to show you the difference in a very basic one. Here I've got a bunch of stuff. Now watch it when I switch over to OBS Record 2. And notice now I don't have all those extra things, and my logo and colors, my color sources and all that, they're not grouped up anymore, but they are in a different scene collection that I have. So I'm doing a very different thing in one versus the other, and I've got the basic. And the reason I got that template is so I don't lose that basic setting. And then from then I can copy to a new one, or duplicate to a new one, rename it, and I can use that to base things off of. But I will never lose that first one. I never overwrite or edit that first one, because that was the one that was perfect. It has all my settings for my scene, and I can base it on that. Now I'm going to be showing you now about profiles, and I have to do that a little differently, so bear with me. Now, profiles only relate to, apparently, only relate to your settings and your output, screen output. And if you change anything at all, you could change something here, save it as a leave it alone, save it as a profile, or make a copy. Let me show you in this little video that I made. Now you notice I've got there's a profile. I'm a MyCam Studio 2 profile, and I'm going to go up to settings. I'm going to output, and I'm changing the right control to CQP. This is an example. Now, if I open up a different profile, go to settings and output, you notice it's still back to CBR, which it was previously before I saved it. So that's really all that is. Whatever I save, change under my settings and output, those are your profiles. Now I'm going to go back to my Cam Studio 2, and you're going to see that output CQP. So 2 profiles, different settings. And that's really all that is to the profiles. That's really is. And that's the basics of it. Some people will need to modify their output for different types of projects. But if you're doing the same thing over and over again, most of what you're going to be changing is into your scene collection. You'll be changing how things look. You're not going to be changing your output settings for a specific thing. Now, you may change your output setting for game capture or screen capture or for some other project. But if you're making recordings to put up on YouTube or something, you're probably never going to change the profile. Ever. You're going to be changing the scene collections a lot because you make different scenes and you can do different things and you can have different screen sizes and all that. Today I'm making this video based on this, and this next one I'm going to have some other stuff in there, and they're basically projects. Scene collection is individual projects, different settings, different scenes, different sources if you want, or based off the same template, like I said. But I never touch my template because my template, basic setup template, is the one that works best. When I first set everything up, I like this how it is, and I'm going to duplicate it, and from then on I'm going to edit and change different elements of what I'm doing. But if I make a mistake and go and edit my basic setup one and make changes, I've lost that perfect thing that I created. So make that perfect basic setup without all the logos and all that, unless you want to put that in there as your primary template, and then make a copy of it, duplicate it, and edit that, change the windows, do different things moving around, and it'll be a great thing. You'll love it. And that's really the basics of it. Scene collection versus profile, what they are, easy as pie.